Welcome to this look at a new map to console on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. This is HOLLANDSCHEVELD. This is a new map to console. It had a console release yesterday. It's been on PC for a while. It had an update. Part of that update was console release. This is by Dutchfield. It is a Dutch map set in Holland, obviously. It will use 291.67 of your Earth megabytes, and it's a nice map. Now, it does say in the Modhub very clearly it is seasons ready. Absolutely. It does also say that it's a flat map, so you can place your buildings almost everywhere, which hopefully will cover the situation of people asking, can I place things wherever I want? It does say on there you pretty much can. We start on the map. Let's get to the map here, which is a full-size 2x map. Most of the sell points are all up the top section here in the northwest of the map, and we start here. I play on New Farmer for map tours and reviews on normal economy. So on New Farmer, what do we actually start with? Well, you start with fields 26, 27, 28, and you start with the cow farm down here. Now there are two main farms. We've got the cow farm, and where is it? It's got cows and sheep there, and we have got another farm where there's quite a few farms actually knocking around. There's one here as well, and there's one right the way down here, which at the moment I don't own, but does look like it's got the potential for sheep. But at the end of the day, because the map is flat, you can pretty much place things wherever you want. This is kind of a step further than flat map. You've then got no man's land, which is I think a step further than flat map with all that you can do on it. This is no man's land, but a step further forward, because it's got stuff already on here, so it's not an open map you can do whatever you want with, but not far off it. So it's got a load of detail and a load of stuff on it. The whole map is crisscrossed with irrigation drainage ditches. Some really nice features on it, and a lovely map. Field prices aren't too bad. A lot of them you can buy up in small little one, like small ones, 15,400, 138 grand for a double plot there, 158 for a single one, up to like field 6. It's a fair size, 419 grand. Biogas plant you don't own off the start, and the biogas plant is fairly pricey at 524,800. So if you do want to do any forestry, and there is a bit of forestry around the map if you want to do that, it's quite expensive. So we are going to start up here. I've taken the liberty of grabbing a pickup truck, because normally you start up here with nothing and all of your equipment is down here at your start farm. While we're on the subject of equipment, actually we'll grab the pickup in a second. On New Farmer it's 595 out of 1299 slots, which, considering the size of the map and the equipment you start with, that's impressive. If you come on to here on Farm Manager or Start from Scratch, that drops right down to 456. 456 out of 1299 slots available. That's amazing. As far as equipment you start with, let's look in the garage, because you start with a ton of stuff. 4 fence. We've got a Fendt 313 Vario, a Favorit 515C, a 724, a 720. We've got the Manitou MLT 737 telehandler, teleloader, Joskin Transpace trailer. We've got a cultivator, seeder. We've got a triple mower setup. We've got a tedder, windrower, loading wagon, feed mixer, water trailer, bale shredder, animal transport, front loader attachments, and then we've got this, farm boots, which brings me on to the next thing, is that as far as mods go on this map, some map makers will put their own mods, own modded things on there. It's all pretty much standard. The only thing I've come across going through all of these, because it's all pretty much standard giant stuff in all of these sections, is down here under farmhouses. You've got farm boots, and that's your sleep through the night trigger. So you can put that pair of farm boots by your front door, so whatever building you want to use, instead of having some people are doing the doormat now, which I think Jim was one of the few people that started that, but some people are using the doormat. This is a pair of boots, so you can put the boots by any front door, and that's your sleep through the night trigger, which I think is pretty cool. I like that. Now, my slot count there does say 604 because I've leased a pickup, so that should be 595, but I've leased a pickup, so that's why we've got that on there. So yeah, as far as mods go, there are no additional crop types. If we go up to here and click on that and scroll across, there are no additional crop types. It's the standard ones you get in game. Contracts are available, so you can do contracts on here as well. They are there. So right away, HOLLANDSCHEVELD is the largest outside village in the municipality of Hugeveen in the Dutch province of Drenthe. The village centre and the rural area around the village together have 5,075 residents. The village is in a peatland area. In the past, the peat was dug to sell the peat. This was transported through the channels that ran everywhere in the area. Later, these channels were filled in and roads were built on them. I've got a little bit more information about this area as we go around. So, you know, always like to add a little bit in. Let's crack on. Let's get around the map. So that's kind of all the information, the various bits, the statistics, so to speak. We are heading across pretty much the top of the map now, and we're heading west to where most of the sell points are. Not all of them, but most of them. So, straight away, we are at Farm Firm. If we look at the map, we are up here. And we've got a lot of buy and sell point. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to get a trailer. I meant to do that. Anyway, so we've got Farm Firm here. And behind it, we've got Farm Firm Shop. I think that's for buying seed and fertiliser and those kind of things. I was going to get a trailer and check that, and I completely forgot to do it. What I will do is I'll check it after I've done this map tour, and if it is, I'll put a thumbs up when we get around the back of there. So we've got the Farm Firm sell point there with Farm Firm Shop behind. We've then got Dutchfield feed, we've got agriculture firm, we've got the spinnery, we've got the livestock market, animal dealer, we've got barn, all up here. We've got the sawmill, both sawmill points, so we've got wood chip sell point and logging sell point. Then we'll move across to the next one. So we've got quite a few to look at here, and I know I'm going to forget the names of them. Most of them are labelled, so we shouldn't have too much of a problem. I think the one I'm going to forget is going to be the spinnery, because I think the others are all labelled. So that's the Farm Firm sell point here at the front. If we go around to the back, is the buy point. And I think it's along here. So because of all these bits here, I'm assuming, unless it's just lime, but because that normally indicates a lime point. Like I say, I will check, and I'll put something up on the screen. Hopefully to indicate, could be that bit along there actually. Anyway, so that's Farm Firm. Carry on and we'll go around this bit here. I think we'll be able to get to all of it. I think we'll go around here. The spinnery sell point is right here at the front. So this is the spinnery just there. There's nothing actually marked on the building, but that's the spinnery. We then go, let's go forward that way. So here we have the agriculture firm, and that's round the front there. Opposite, we've got Dutchfield feed, which is another one there. So they're all up in this part. There are a couple of other bits knocking around. We'll get to look at those in a little while. But most of the sell points are all up here. And then we go across, I don't want to miss it. Where are we? Up in here. We've got the livestock market, animal market, trigger, which is just there, like so. So if you want to collect the animals yourself, or bring them back here to sell, you can do that. And then we've got that's the barn, isn't it? The barn sell point is just here. Right, okay. Now we're going to move around to the sawmill, which is around the back. Now a lot of the map, another reason for me grabbing the pickup is because the map's a fair size, and like I say, it's fairly flat, but driving between certain points is going to take a little while, and in a slower tractor or doing it on foot would have taken ages. But as you can see already, the level of detail, considering how low the megabyte count is, considering how low the slot count is if you're on console, the detail on it is amazing. I love like the flowers and the roundabout, and you know, it has a fantastic feel to it. It's a really, really nice map. So we'll come up here, and we've got our sawmill just in here with your lumber trigger just there, and your wood chip trigger towards the back. And then we're going to continue heading west, because what we've also got, and I think it's using some of the names you normally have for contracts as well, we've got some little farms that are kind of already established with animals, and we've got buying and selling points for manure and slurry at various different locations, which again, it's a really nice touch. It's something you don't get always on maps, and I know if people want to use manure to do muck spreading, unless you've got loads of animals or there's other placeables you can get from the Modhub, it's not always that straightforward or that easy. But what Dutchfield's done on here is put them on, which it's brilliant. And it's not just put on as here plonk there's a placeable, you've got a whole farm set up here. So if we look on the map, you'll see that 2 of these are in white, they're normally buy points, and then you've got one there which is sell point. So you've got, if we go across one, we've got the Burnt Young sell point, where you can sell silage and slurry and silage and hay and grass and all those kind of things as well. And you can do your if you've got the add-on straw harvest on, you can do your hay and straw pellets. A lot of the sell points are taking it. But as we go down, you'll also see we've got Lucas Frankfurter, and then you've got Paul Gerber and Robert Arkin, which are all names normally on the contracts. So they've been used for those sell points. And again, they'll do all those things. If we go back onto there, so that sell point, I think, is in here. There you go, in there. And then you've got a buy point here for slurry. So where it says manure, it's referring to slurry. Where it says solid manure, it's referring to manure. So you've got slurry buy point there, and then round the back here, sound effects. So I mean, so it feels like a kind of it's a farm that's up and running. You're coming to buy products, which are byproducts of the farm, and there you go. There's your buy point for manure. Again, really nice feature. I like that, and there's a few of those around the map. So, and when you look out across, it's just that. Oh, I don't know. Now, again, I always say this: it's not necessarily going to be everyone's cup of tea, because of the crisscrossing drainage ditches, irrigation ditches, however you want to refer to them. That kind of when people will often go from point to point and just go straight across the map if hedges don't have collisions and stuff like that. That's not as easily done. So when you've got all of these, and you can see these here, like I say, crisscrossing the map all over, that's not as easy done. Not everyone's going to like that. I think it just adds that whole kind of realistic element to it. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So as we come up on the next one, which is just here, we'll tuck ourselves here. We've got another one. So here we've got a buy point and a sell point. Let's get them right way round. So we're now at Paul Gerber. So you've got Paul Gerber manure, where you're buying liquid slurry, and then the Paul Gerber sell point. So the buy point, I think, is just on the end. Where was it? I know I saw it. Yeah, just there. There's your buy point, and your sell point is just here for the Paul Gerber one. Then across the way there, we've got the Dutchfield sell point, and that's, I know it's a lot of them all right on top of each other. Don't worry, we are going to get around the map, but I want to show you where all the sell points are as we do it. So up here, we've got Dutchfield Milk, right in the northwest corner of the map. Right, so we have come across from our start point, which was just over here, this little car park. We've come all the way across and done all of these. There's quite a few of them. So what we're going to do now is come back to that road and we're going to head down. So we're going to head south down the map. We're going to take in Robert Arkin on the way down. We're going to take in the store on the way down. There's a little gas station. Well, a lot of these where they say gas station, well, that's a natural gas station, but some of these fuel points are at other farms. So again, there are all these little farms and all these little areas knocking about. You can have as your start farm. You can take your pair of boots from the doorstep there, and you can put them anywhere you like. So it doesn't have to be the start point here if you don't want it to be. That's, again, it's a beauty of one of these maps. It's absolutely fantastic. So we're going to head down to the main farm there, then we'll take in the other bits as we go round. That is the plan. And again with this one, you know, because it's flat, there are no undulations, unfortunately, to take in. And it's, you know, far from being featureless, I think because of the irrigation ditches and stuff like that, and all the various different buildings, and as you drive around there's houses and little housing estates and stuff everywhere. It's not like billiard flat. Like I say, it's not like flat map, which is just bang, open, do what you like. No Man's Land, I'd say, is a step on from that. And this is that kind of, there's more on it already, so you haven't got a, I know some people don't like No Man's Land because of that whole, you know what, I just want to come on a map and play, I don't want to have to spend ages setting up myself, which is absolutely fine. And then there are a lot of people that like, you know, I want the ability to be able to set it up, and what Jim's done on that is made sure that everything's available for you to do that, and he's adding more stuff all the time. Well, this is, like I say, this is another step. So you can build on it and you can add to it and do stuff, whatever, but there is also a lot on here already. And what I love is the amount of detail on here, with all the buildings and the shelters and all the points where you could set up your farm if you want to, but keeping that megabyte count down, the memory needed, and the slot count, you know, by dint of that, low as well. That's brilliant. That's fantastic optimization of a map. That's just brilliant. So, continuing on our right, just here, we've got, I need to make sure I get the right one. This is the Robert Arkin one, I think it is. Again, a few cows in the field there. It just feels lived in. It feels like it should be, you know. And again, I think we've got a slurry buy point. There we go, slurry buy point there. And the sell point just tucked in there. So there's plenty of places to pick up your slurry, plenty of places. I do get the feeling that this area in real life is a lot of dairy. There's a lot of fields, like grass fields, so production of animal feed, grass work and stuff is very prevalent. Which brings me on to, actually I'll do my extra bit of info that I was going to throw in. We'll do that on the longer drive onto one of the next farms, because it's actually not far down here till we get to the fuel station and then to the, let's say, the main farm. The farm you start with on New Farmer will overtake. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure we won't get in trouble. Without fail. Good old farm dog, you can always rely on him. Anyway, so on our right we've got the main store. CLG just helped me out there. going to have words with the farm dog. So here's our main store. We've got our buy point, and just inside the door here, and I think the trigger extends out just a little way, so for bigger vehicles you haven't got to go all the way in, but the nice big doors in here as well. I don't think they've been closed. I don't think so. So we've got our buy point, and we've got our repair, reconfigure, all that kind of stuff. Sell point just here. Nice big open area, so when you do buy machinery and bigger machinery, whatever, it's going to be plenty of room. The exit's not that big, I'll be honest. So some of the biggest, I mean, you should still get any harvester and stuff through there, and with headers and stuff on header trailers behind you, you shouldn't have a problem getting big machinery out of there at all. And there's plenty of room to manoeuvre as you go outside as well, so again, shouldn't be too much of a problem. Field opposite has got cows in, again that nice feel of, you know, this is an area that's already being used and farmed, it's not all just completely bare. So, petrol station on our right, and then we come to the farm. So at the farm, which again, everything just fits, it was right, you know, it's right for the area, it's right for how it should be, it's absolutely brilliant. We've got a bunker silo to the left hand side there, for making your silage. We've got another one here just by the side of the cow barn. We've got a cow barn just here, and inside here, and like I say, I love the fact as well, these are all buildings, I haven't come across one like this before, we've got our sheep inside here with a hayloft above. I like that as a feature, that's pretty cool. So our wool pallets spawn here, feed and water troughs across the front there, and our buy, sell, load or unload for sheep is just in here. Quite a bit of machinery. As we've already seen, you start with a load. There's a ton of it in here. We do have lighting inside the buildings. If we open that door, where's the door not opening? Please open. Maybe it only opens from the outside. Oh, that's caught me out. Unless I just missed the trigger. We'll get around to that in a second. Let's do the cows as well. So, I think that's the milk trigger. As far as I can tell, that's the milk trigger. As far as I can tell. Hope it is. Down the back here we've got a feed trough. There is lighting in here as well. Like so. If we go across this way, this is our buy, sell, load or unload trigger for the cows. I'm pretty sure that's your trigger for your bedding, so for straw bedding. So feed troughs across the back there, bedding goes there, your triggers here. Unless that's the... that's not a water trough, is it? Slurry point is just there. That's a good point actually. Where is the water trough? Let's open that back door there. This is quite cool. So the cows can come in and out. That's open, and then if you do that, you can control the flow of your animals if you want to. Yeah, where is the water trough? Is that along here as well? It doesn't look like a water trough. Oh, that's got me flummoxed. I thought I had all this... I thought I had it all nailed down. I thought I knew what I was doing here. Unless it's out in the field, maybe. Wouldn't be the first time they're out in the field. That's going to require further investigation. Sorry about that. And I say, I thought I had that all taped. So... anyway, well that's the cows. As for where the water trough is, it's probably going to be somewhere really obvious and I've just walked straight past it. Apologies if I have. So, anyway, carrying on. We've got a silo. So farm silos here, but it's not a very large capacity. You've got your drop off and your collection is just there. If we go into the main menu and go across one, and then go all the way across there, it says 31,000 litres. The one you actually start with on the farm is only 31,000 litres. That's not sellable. That wasn't under the list of silos or under the list of equipment. But the rest of your equipment is all packed in here. And like I say, there is an absolute load of it. Look at it all. So even coming on here and starting with all of this, if you just want to say, you know what, I'll start with everything I've got on there, 595 slots. That gives you so much scope to do so much more. And if you don't want Fent and you want to go with something else, then swap it all out. But you do start with so much gear. So around the front here we've got our farmhouse, but it's not the farmhouse that's the trigger, it's the boots. So there are your boots, your sleep through the night trigger. If I click on that, I'm not tired at the moment. I feel tired, but there we go. Open from the outside, no problem at all. So that's your main farm. That water trigger's going to bug me. Oh dear. Can't be that. That's... oh, hang on. What's over here? Anyway. It could be that, couldn't it? That's not opening from there either. Do they all need to open? Oh, that goes into the dairy bit. Oh, well, yeah. I could spend another 20 minutes trying to find that. So... I'm pretty sure that's not going to be a deal breaker for most people. And with a little bit of searching about and grabbing a water trailer and filling some water up and driving around, you'll find the trigger, no problem at all. at all. So we are going to continue south. We're going to go across the bottom and we're going to go to... So we're here at the main farm, so to speak. We go down and across and we're going to come to Lucas Frankfurter. So you've got Lucas Frankfurter sell point and then a solid manure sell point. So if you want to sell manure, you can do it there. Then we're going to go across the bottom. We'll have a quick look at that. I haven't got enough funds to buy that at the moment. And then we're going to go up to the horse riding school, then up to the biogas plant. That's going to take a bit of a drive. But in these bits here, we've got, again, more farms. There's so much more to look at. And like I said, I'm not going to show you everything because there's a certain element, like I've always said on map tours, of getting on a map and having a search and exploring and looking for things yourself. You know, there's one up here as well, and there's plenty to look at. Plenty of options for where your start farm's going to be. It doesn't have to be the prescribed place on the map. So, as we drive down and across the bottom, I'm going to add in the extra information I was talking about. So, HOLLANDSCHEVELD gets its name originally from the 17th century, where the Hollandsche Company, the Company of Holland, which was a large company, bought the area for harvesting peat, which it said on that sign. So they were peat harvesters, the company. So it was Hollandsche Company. So HOLLANDSCHEVELD, which was what the place was originally called, was the field of the Hollandsche Company. So Veld being field. So it was HOLLANDSCHEVELD, separate. And then obviously over time that just got compacted down to HOLLANDSCHEVELD, which is what it is today, HOLLANDSCHEVELD, all in one word. So that's where the name derives from, the etymology of the name. The other thing is that I found, I was doing a bit of research, the area became quite famous in 1963 during the farmers' uprising, which I didn't know anything about. 3 families, farm families that lived and worked in the area, were going to be evicted from their farms for refusing to pay a particular tax, I think it was. And the Farmers' Party, which is not as much fun as it sounds, the Farmers' Party descended in their thousands, it was a political party, during the farmers' uprising, descended on the area to fight for the rights of the families that were being evicted. So the area became kind of quite well known as during part of the farmers' uprising for that, which I thought was fascinating. It's interesting stuff, isn't it? You know, you find all these things out. So, well, I thought it was interesting anyway. Sell point there for your solid manure, just there, or manure, how you want to refer to it, and the sell point for Lucas Frankfurter just there. Now what I'm going to do is check on here, because the Lucas Frankfurter solid manure and Frankfurter, I'm pretty sure you can only sell liquid manure there. Yeah, you can. So slurry is what you can sell there, and you can sell your solid manure at the other one. So that Lucas Frankfurter sell point is not just a generic sell point. Whereas Paul Gerber and Robert Arkin, you can do your grass and hay and straw, and you can do your straw pellets and hay pellets. Lucas Frankfurter is just for the selling of liquid and solid manure. So from here, I'm going to head across the bottom, the southern part of the map. I may speed this up, I may skip it, because we're just driving across the bottom of the map. And I'm going to show you one of the farms. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to go that way. I've changed my mind. Last minute. I'm going to go up. I'm going to go past this, and then we're going to cut across. Now, this track here, cutting across, is for cyclists only, actually, but I'm sure people will be alright. We're going to go that way. I have made an executive decision at this point. So, if you're hoping for more facts, that's all I managed to find. Did I mention it's season's ready? I did. I think I already said it's season ready. Got lots of little placeable areas knocking about all over the place, which is really nice. Again, you know, you can put silos there. You can stick extra sell points in if you want to put sell points in other places on the map. You know, however you want to go about it, and that again is one of the beauties of this. I'm going to go past the little turning. That bit there is a cycleway. I'm going to use that, but you know, don't tell anybody. So on the right here we've got a fuel point, and it's within a farm area. And like I said, there are a few of these knocking around on the map. Again, it could be your start point if you want this to be your farm instead. And I like it, then rather than just having a petrol station or just having a fuel pump or something, you've got a whole farm set up around it, which I think is really cool. So So no shortage of barn space and, you know, whatever you want to do. There we go. Just in there. Got some nice touches. Now that's interesting because I'm not sure. Ah, right. Pastures. So I wonder whether or not... Oh man, I only just found this because I went around the outside when I kind of had a look around the map. Whether you need to buy these plots to get these triggers to come up. Because that to me looks like a horse. That's a stable. And that's a little training area. So potentially buying that... What does that cost? I haven't got enough to buy it, I don't think. Yeah, 279 grand. I don't have 279 grand. We'll open that up. And we've got a couple of these around. We've also got the horse riding school there, which we're going to get to in a minute. And the one down there I'm pretty sure is sheep. So I think if you buy that one, that'll be the same. The triggers will come up then for a sheep farm down there as well. We've also got one here. But again, that'll be something to explore. Because the trigger points are all here. And like I said, I didn't find this when I came around the map first time. Anyway, moving on. So we're going to go back to that track, go out to the horse riding school and then on to the biogas plant. So like I say, not supposed to be driving across here, but I'm going to, just for ease of use across the map. As long as we don't come across any cyclists, we should be fine. For those of you with a nervous disposition, you may want to look away. So we are now on the eastern side of the map and we're at the riding school sell point. No, buy point. I think this is the buy point for manure. Now, interestingly, I say interestingly, I'm assuming this would be for placeables because the weird thing about this part of the map that I've come across, when I looked at this earlier, there are no hazard marked areas here. So it's not even like you can buy this plot unless you buy it and they suddenly appear, which would be a bit weird, but I couldn't get these buildings to open either. So of all the buildings and barns around the place, I couldn't get this to open, which I thought was a bit peculiar. There's plenty of flat area, so I guess you could put your own riding stuff on here if you want to. But as a riding school, I think, as far as I can tell, it is just that buy point there for manure, which is there. But what I do like, and if you are going to do riding and you need to exercise your horses, because obviously that's part and parcel on console, we don't have a horse helper mod. You've got this little bit here, so you've got this little bridge that goes over, and a sign there that says horses, and you've got a horse riding like track that runs right up the side of the map, goes that way and that way. So if you are going to exercise your horses, and rather than just going round around a field, which I know some people do, just go on a circle, just go round and round, you can go right off up the map and exercise your horses. I like that. That's pretty cool. I mean, at the end of the day, you can just buy the field next to it, plonk a horse riding thing on, and just have it kind of next to this if you want to go down that route. But or put one of the small stables on. Or the options in the Modhub are, you know, I say not limitless, but there are plenty of options available for that kind of thing. So what we're going to do now is carry on north up the eastern side of the map until we get to the biogas plant, and the biogas plant will be the last of the points. I'm going to whiz in and look at other ones. You know what I might do now, because I'm curious about these farmhouses. So I'll put my foot down, give it some beans, and let's get up the outside and get to the biogas plant. So, like I say, a few forest areas, you know, there's forestry all over the place. There's plenty to do if you do want to do forestry, as we've just seen as we're driving around. Biogas plant is on the right hand side. Big expanse, huge open area, two big bunker silos here. But it is a bit pricey to buy in the first place. It's not unusual for maps, but you know, and there's plenty of open space here, so if you wanted to add more in, bunker silos, or well, you just have to buy the land, wouldn't you, to do it in the first place. I was going to say, you could add one of the smaller biogas facilities or something else on if you want to. You could do, but we've got the sell point just there for putting your products into, and then we've got our digestate pipe there for your byproducts to collect just there. Now I'll be honest, I'm getting a lot of comments recently when I do these kind of map tour reviews. It is literally just to look at the map, whiz round. Generally speaking, I'll show off the sell points and show where they are. I don't go into huge detail because, like I said before, that's kind of, you know, there's an element of that. You want to be able to do that yourself when you have go onto a map and have a look round. I'm getting people asking me for more and more and more in-depth information. It really is just a look around the map. This is not an in-depth, let's pull everything apart, let's, you know, I'm not checking prices of everything, I'm not checking capacities of everything, you know, this is just a kind of, let's have an overview of it kind of thing. It's a lovely lake area here for coming and picnicking and enjoying the warm weather with your family if you want to do that. But that's it, that's all the sell points, that's everything. Now what I'm going to do is just check the map, because we are now up here in nearly the northeast corner of the map. And there was one of these points, so we go back down and across there. I'm going to take this road and we're going to head here, because I do want to check this out now, because I'm incredibly curious. We've got this big building here as well, which I'm going to do now. We'll whiz in and have a look at that. But all the sell points are done, and I hope you've got a kind of feel for the map. You know, there's a lot going on, and I think it's got a huge amount of potential. I mean, you can just come in here and play it with the equipment you start with on New Farmer, and be more than happy doing whatever you want to do on here. But it does have a huge amount of potential for changing up, placing things wherever you want to place them. You've got plenty of slot count on console available, so if you do want to add a load of stuff in, it's not like you're already way up there on the slot count and you're struggling to work out, you know, where you're going to put things or how you're going to afford the slot capacity to do it. It's all here, you know, that's great. So on our right hand side here we've got another kind of, I suppose there was a farm facility around the back here. Let's have a quick look, just in case again there are any triggers and stuff. It could just be a, oh no, it's a football pitch, is it? It is, look. Oh, that's cool, like that. Sporting ground. Right, and then let's check out this last farm, because I'm curious about the trigger situation. Now when I come to edit this, you may well find there'll be thumbs up appearing, and I might add some text and stuff in, because what I might do now is after I finish this I might check these things out just to see, just to double check, because I am I don't want to miss anything off. This might just be a fuel point, I think. That does open. Ooh. That's a point. Haven't come across a workshop trigger in any of the buildings. Just suddenly realised. There wasn't one at the main farm, was there? So, fuel point round the back here. I don't think there are any triggers at this one. Not that I can see. Although we do have this, it kind of looks like a pasture. Anyway, that's where we're going to end it, I think. I hope you found it useful and informative. You know, I like it as a map. It's, you know, like I say, the level of detail and all of it, it's just, it works, and it works really well. Everything fits and everything, you know, it just feels right. I think Dutchfield's done a brilliant job on it. A cracking map, and really glad it's come to console. There's just too many good maps at the moment. I just don't have the hours in the day to play them all. I'd love to be able to come on and play, you know, just can't fit everything in. So anyway, that's it from me. If you have enjoyed it, found it useful, informative in some way, shape or form, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.